Hey, Peter.
Hey,
Now that we're premium, do you
Yeah.
think maybe we could also get like a LaCroix sponsorship?
I hope that. Well, this is good. That's the premium version. This is the normal version. Schnooks.
I'm Adam Manis.
And I'm Peter
And
Martin.
you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Daily jazz advice coming at you.
What's up with your janky carbonated water over there, man? The Schnucks brand, eh?
Well, Schnooks, the friendliest stores in town. Aha.
This is a very inside St. Louis reference
Very
right now.
inside. Since 1939. This water tastes like it's been fermenting since 1939, I might add.
Oh, yeah, I have the nice name brand LaCroix Orange over here. I'm just saying. LaCroix,
But I'm just
hit
like,
us up.
is Schnooks a local or regional grocery chain? Do they really have a water factory, or are they just relabeling?
No, it's one
You
of
know
those
what I'm
things
saying?
where, like, you know, every grocery store around the country gets the same one from the same bottling plant in Wisconsin or something, and they
Yeah.
put their own label on it, and
Exactly.
that's it.
And so, yeah, there you go.
So enjoy that.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about arranging for solo piano.
Oh, we're not talking about sparkling water?
We were. But hey, before we get into that, this
Blake.
podcast is sponsored by Open Studio, but we're also launching something very exciting this week. You'll Hear It Premium. It's $10. You get access to a bunch of archives. You get access to our private Facebook groups. You can leave us speak pipes, which we're kind of on our last speak pipes here for non-premium members.
That's right. They
Uh,
slipped in under the.
They slipped in under the radar. You can get a ton of bonus content. We're going to have our premium episodes over at the piano, you know, some worksheets from those things, some PDFs.
full access to the archive.
That's right.
Going back all the way to episode number 1. Do you remember episode number 1?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to buy a premium membership, my
I
friend.
blocked
if you
out,
want,
like,
if
the
you
first
want to check
200.
it out. Giveaways, Q&As.
Yeah,
with the
giveaways. You can
staff.
Get get a vial of Andrew's tears from editing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's
sorry.
weird.
So go to you'llhearit.com to check out You'll Hear It Premium. Get on for the charter member. You
That
can
charter
get on,
membership you can get on, but do it quick because we're not keeping. This is really for the diehards, the
Yeah,
everyday
yeah,
listeners
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that have been asking for this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are
So
you a premium member of any podcast?
Yeah, no.
No,
but
but
you can save
But now I'm learning about it. I want to be
for our diehards, for our longtime listeners. You could save basically 50% off of the
Forever.
membership forever. Yeah,
Forever.
so get on board of that now.
Yep.
So we have a speak pipe here from Melly. Let's check it out.
listen.
Hi Peter, hi Adam. This is Melody from Malaysia. I really love all of your podcasts and they are truly amazing. I would like to ask a question. How to arrange or finding different textures when it comes to solo piano, and also when it comes to improvisation, how do I solo it? Do I just play the bass note and comping? And also how do I practice it? Should I practice in different textures or just keep finding the right sound? Yeah, so that's all and really hope to hear from you guys.
It's a great question, Melody from Malaysia. This is awesome,
Malaysia.
man. We
Yeah.
listeners all over the world. This
I
is
know.
killing.
It's thank you so much for listening and your support. It means a lot to us, no matter where you're from. We had a
Yeah.
lot of California love last week. Great to have a little love from Malaysia. But wonderful question, Melody. I mean, this is the thing about this music, jazz and piano. You know, how lucky are we to be playing this instrument at this time
For sure.
with this wonderful music? And
sure.
I think all of us, this is what unites us, and that's why we're listening from around the world and we're talking about this stuff. And so we're honored, to even that you would listen and to come to us with these questions. So we'll try to do right by giving you at least one or two little things that'll help with your practice.
Hopefully.
But I think actually, I was just writing down a couple of things that you said, Melody. I think you may be onto some really good ideas already for your practice. You mentioned about practicing with just the bass note and comping. I love doing that.
Yeah.
And that's part of the whole really breaking things down, simplifying them enough to really being able to hear those textures that you're asking about and work on them one at a time. Really work on your solo piano. I mean, look, feel is so important for solo piano.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for us to get sidetracked on, being able to play more complicated things and voicings and left hand, right hand, and counterpoint and independence in the hands and all that stuff's important. But what's wrong with just some really good feel, nice bass line, a little two feel?
There's nothing
some
wrong
nice
with
chord.
that.
Nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with that.
And I mean, that really showcases what the instrument and what our what we bring to the table, hopefully, as we build up our skills to be able to do it at the piano.
Yeah.
I mean, how lucky are we to play an instrument
Yeah.
that you can actually kind of exemplify that? I mean, you talk about saxophone players that are amazing. They'd love to be able to do that. And only a couple of them, like you think about like Joe Henderson or John Coltrane or something, that can kind of replicate those bass lines and harmony. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But on the piano, it's just like, we can do that. So
what it's meant for.
it's what it's meant for.
sure.
And that's, but what goes along with that, lots of kind of possibilities and availability that we have with this instrument is a lot of responsibility to really nail it. So that's why it's a
Great.
great way to practice and really concentrate on that feel.
With great piano power comes great piano responsibility.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yoda said that, right?
Yeah. I would say
Big shout
first,
out to Yoda.
first and foremost, Melody, exactly what Pete said. You want to make sure that everything feels right, no matter what you're practicing. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
The feel of it is the most important thing.
Yep.
But if I were you and I wanted to really get the most out of my solo piano practice, I would actually start with the bass line in my left hand
Yep.
and a melody in my right hand.
Little
And
counterpoint action.
Little counterpoint action, right? Two voices,
Yeah.
bass and melody, root and melody. And then we add in that third zone. This is our infamous now 3-zone concept.
That's right, the
You
three
got
zone.
Zone 1 is the root, zone 2 is the melody, and that third zone is split between your two hands, right?
This could be, we could think about this as the Malaysia. This is the, what do you call it? What's the ring around the earth?
The equator?
The equator, exactly. You know, Malaysia's right on the equator.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So the treble zone's kind of the North America
Yeah.
or the Northern Hemisphere.
Everything's America
Southern,
with you.
I'm sorry.
So centric.
Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, and then we've got the Malaysia. We've got that equator. In
Equator.
the middle. That's our
right.
third zone.
And that's what your two hands split between them can cover comping, both independent, both rhythmically and harmonically from what's going on. So
Yep.
you know, if you're playing Autumn Leaves, one of the 17 great tunes we mentioned earlier in the week,
That you gotta know.
that you gotta know, you can do the melody with your right hand, the root with your left hand, and comp for yourself with the two hands on the inside, like thumb, index finger, middle
Yeah.
finger. That activity, that practice can get you so far.
That's
It
right.
can get you so far.
That's right. And especially when you're combining that with really concentrating and practicing your feel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's
Two feel. Start with a two feel.
to feel and then even like, you know, as you so-called, you know, mastering or even getting better at the different feels, there's always a different feel that you could do.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, you're really thinking about that. So you're keeping how you're comping and even as we you know, you mentioned about texture, I want to kind of zone in on that in a minute. But you're never getting too complicated with what you're doing in those 3 zones or even 2 zones that you're not feeling in control and concentrating on the feel and really prioritizing
Yeah.
the feel even. It's better to have everything else simple and just slowly build that up and don't like build that up and then say I'm going to go back and kind of work on the feel. No, we're always like that's our North Star.
Yeah.
That's our North Star. Or I guess if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, is it a South Star? I don't know. But that's, you know what I'm saying.
But you know what the good thing about this, the good news about that that statement is that if you are feeling good, you don't have to play anything too complicated. You can play very simply and
That's
get away
right.
with it. If it feels good, you can just play extremely simply,
Yep.
and it's going to be very, very effective. And you're going to like the way you sound.
Yeah, and I think that's a great byproduct of practicing like this. So like we're really focusing on this, and that's kind of like almost a self-discovery I think you go through as, you know, any musician, but especially solo piano, because we have this ability to control and complete the whole vibe. You know, we can do so much power there. So as you start to discover, wow, because my skills in terms of feel and being able to bring out the melody and have a different texture for that middle zone and a different texture for that bottom zone, like that's actually more complicated than it seems.
Yeah.
So as your ability to control those through that really regimented, slow, and thoughtful practice,
Word.
then you also are gaining at the same time, almost like subconsciously, you're gaining the confidence to play less because your feel is so good. Then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I can just chill out. I can just relax. Everything that I play is just like falling into place. And you get into that kind of flow state in that zone where everything is just happening. But when you go back and think about it, you're like, wow, I didn't play everything that I could, but it's okay. It's actually great. You know, I just played what was needed. And then another byproduct, then everything starts lining up because then you're actually playing stuff that you can connect with the audience because you're inviting them into your playing because you're playing simply enough, not simplified,
No.
but you're playing organized and simply enough that the beauty and your ideas and your story can really start to come out.
You can do more with less. I think it's a great point, man. But well, Melody, thank you so much for this message. You know what we're going to do with this, actually?
Yes.
We can.
I mean,
we're
no.
we're going to turn this into a premium at the piano episode because
Ooh,
this
I like
3-zone solo piano concept.
Yep.
We get asked about this all the time. It's easier showed than said.
That's right.
And so, if you are a You'll Hear It Premium member, we'll be on the lookout for that episode coming very soon.
Yep.
Of this 3-zone concept that we'll take from Melody's question.
Yeah. And please keep the questions coming. We love to talk about these things. That's what we're here for. We have our own ideas, but we love to kind of fill in some gaps, and we hope we did that for you today.
For sure.
All right. Well, till tomorrow.
You'll hear it.